Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Sometimes it feels like this world's gone crazy. And Grandpa, take me back to yesterday, when the line between right and wrong didn't seem so hazy. Did lovers really fall in love to stay? Stand beside each other, come and name. Was the promise really something people kept? Not just something they would say and then forget. Did families really bow their heads to pray? Did daddies really never go away? Oh, oh, Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Oh, oh, oh. And Grandpa, everything is changing fast. We call it progress, but I just don't know. No, no. Oh, and Grandpa, let's wander back into the past and paint me a picture of long ago. Did lovers really fall in love to stay? Stand beside each other, come and make. Was a promise really something people kept? Not just something they would say and then forget. Did families really bow their heads to pray? Did daddies really never go away? Oh, 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 Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Did lovers really fall in love to stay? Stand beside each other, come and make. Was the promise really something people kept? Not just something they would say and then forget. Did families really bow their heads to pray? Did daddies really never go away? Oh, 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 Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Oh, oh, Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Oh, 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 tell me about the good old days. Oh, 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 tell me about the good old days.
son rarely tells his father how he really feels. A handshake or a pat on the back is all that he reveals. I'd like to right that wrong here in this little song. Thank you for shaping my life. Thank you for teaching me all you can. You are no ordinary man. No, no, no. You make me everything I am.
Land of hope and glory, mother of the free, how shall we extol thee, who are born of thee? Wider still and wider shall thy bounds be set. God who made thee mighty.
think they seem to be, they could just shove something else. My teacher didn't know. Probably give it a hand to bring Keith.
Right, who's steering it? Yeah.
Now I'm set to milk a cow, to milk a cow, to milk a cow. Now I'm set to milk a cow, I shall do it now. Could you milk the cow for me, the cow for me, the cow for me? Could you milk the cow for me, 'cause I can't do it.
working with tools, working with tools, you hear all kinds of things. When you're working with tools, working with tools, you hear all kinds of things. The wrench tightens pipes going clang, clang. A hammer hits a nail going bang, bang, bang. A drill is making holes going zzz, zzz. When you're working with tools, you hear all kinds of things. When you're working with tools, working with tools, you hear all kinds of things. When you're working with tools, working with tools, you hear all kinds of things. You hear thuds and squeaks, cracks and rings. When you're working with tools, you hear all kinds of things. You hear bangs and booms, clangs and zings. When you're working with tools, you hear all kinds of things. Cutting wires with some pliers going snip, snip. Cutting paper with some scissors going clip, clip. When you're working with tools, you've got to be real safe by wearing gloves on your hands and goggles on your face. And boys and girls, when you're working with tools, always follow mom and dad's safety rules. When you're working with tools, working with tools, you hear all kinds of things. When you're working with tools, working with tools, you hear all kinds of things. You hear thuds and squeaks, cracks and rings. When you're working with tools, you hear all kinds of things. You hear bangs and booms, clangs and zings. When you're working with tools, you hear all kinds of things.
Bulldozer, clearing the land. Bulldozer, pushing rubble and sand. Bulldozer, constructing the roads. Move over, it's about to roll. It's a yellow tracked machine, found on mines, farms, and factories. It can push most anything. Bulldozers stirring up debris. Bulldozers help the farmers work by breaking up rocks and digging in the dirt. With the blade on the front and a claw on the back, it can help you build a home just like that. Whoa, it's on a roll.
was a boy in Arkansas who wouldn't listen to his ma when she told him that he should go to school. He'd sneak away in the afternoon, take a little walk, then pretty soon you'd find him at the local auction barn. He'd stand and listen carefully, then pretty soon he began to see how the auctioneer could talk so rapidly. He said, oh my, it's do or die, I've got to learn that auction cry, gotta make my mark and be an auctioneer. $25 bidder now, $30, 30, will he give me 30, make it 30, bid at a mama, $30, will he give me 30, hurrah, bid at a $30 bid. $30 bidder now, 35, will he give me 35 to make it a 35, to bid at a 35, who would have bid it at a $35 bid? As time went on, he did his best and all could see he didn't jest. He practiced calling bids both night and day. His pap would find him behind the barn just working up an awful storm as he tried to imitate the auctioneer. Then his pap said, son, we just can't stand to have a mediocre man selling things at auction using our good name. I'll send you off to auction school, then you'll be nobody's fool. You can take your place among the best. $35 bidder, now the $40, 40, will he give me 40, make it a 40, bid at a bomb, $40, will he give me 40, hurrah, bid at a $40 bid. $40 bidder, now 45, will he give me 45 to make it a 45, bid at a 45.
I decided to tell you, not necessarily show you, tell you how to rip a phone book in half.
Oh, yeah.
First, do not take a thin phone book, they're harder to get apart.
Right.
Now, take a thick one and grab it very firmly there and very firmly there and go grunch, and it's supposed to break, which is not, oh yes it is, I've got one started. And eventually you can get a break through there. See, I'm breaking it there, but you've got to hold it fairly firmly, otherwise it'll slice along the joint and it won't work. You've got to get that into there, and eventually when you get right through, you can just rip it. So there you are, you can. Now, you can win bets at the pub and get beer all night if you can do that, you see. But ladies can't do that. So therefore, you've got to get a thin one. And you wait till they've gone off offering beer and moved on to offering chocolate. And then you show them that you get the book and you take it very neatly, about in half, and you just go and rip it in half. There is a phone book torn in half.
Now what are you going to do with it?
Put them in the rubbish.
We won't have any trouble with the new one because it's about the size of this now.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, well, don't try break.
Dusty old farmer out working your field, hanging down over your tractor wheel. The sun beating down turned the red paint to orange, and rusty old patches of steel. There's no farmer songs on that car radio, just cowboys, truck drivers, and pain. Well, this is my way to say thanks for the meal, and I hope there's no shortage of rain. Straw hat and old dirty hankies, mopping a face like a shoe. Thanks for the meal, here's a song that is real, from a kid from the city to you. Straw hat and old dirty hankies, mopping a face like a shoe. Thanks for the meal, here's a song that is real, from a kid from the city to you. Combines gang up, take most of the bread. Things just ain't like they used to be. Though your kids are out after the American dream, and they're working in big factories. If I come by when you're out in the sun, can I wave at you just like a friend? These days when everyone's taking so much, there's somebody giving back